Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday night's Doctor's Call. We are so excited that you're here. We've had an incredible 4 months. Oh, we're moving into this incredible immune system boosting series that we're doing. It started out with Dr. Don Verholtz introducing this wearable light technology and how it is really aiding people in their immune health, which is so huge. And then we went into Dr. Stan Gravely, who came on and shared about supplementation and also using in conjunction this wearable light technology. So we thought with all the information that you guys have heard, which has been absolutely incredible, we thought it only fair to go ahead and bring in some incredible experiences that people have had with their immune system boosting. And we know this time of the year can be a little crazy. You've got the kids going back to school, the weather is changing, and sometimes it has a way of throwing people into a spin. And so I'm really excited to share these ladies with you. For the guests who are on tonight who might not know who I am, my name is Laura Balzer. I'm a senior presidential director with LifeWave. I have been a part of this biotech company for a little over 4 years, and it has been absolutely phenomenal. But I do want to remind everybody that the information that you're going to hear this evening is for educational purposes only. By no means are we here to treat, diagnose, or cure you, and we certainly are not one of your medical staff, be it MD, practitioner, or whoever you happen to go with. So with that said, please make sure that you always check with your practitioner or your doctor. Let them know that you're starting something new. You never know what you might be introducing them to. And then as far as our pregnant or nursing moms, we also want you to always check with your practitioner before starting anything new. So with that said, I am very privileged to introduce to you not only my sideline partner, but also a dear, dear friend, Charlene Saylor. So Charlene, are you unmuted, love? You are not unmuted. We need to get you unmuted, don't we?
Hello.
There you are. I'm so excited to have you on because you have such an incredible story. So you have the floor. Let everyone know who you are, where you're from. But you've got quite a snapshot prior to starting this wearable light technology. So ladies,
Yeah.
let's hear it.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. My life is completely changed since I have started these amazing little patches, wearable technology. I was very, very ill for years, probably 15, 20 years of my life. My immune system was shot. I had a lot of stress in my life. My job was very, very physical. I've been a massage therapist for over 24 years. I actually just retired in December, so I don't do that anymore. But that is very physically demanding. And I was, like I said, very ill. But, some of the things that was going on with me is I would get sick very frequently, even though I was taking, vitamins, minerals. I couldn't function without going to get vitamin IVs. In fact, I nearly died right before I started the patches. My whole entire body shut down on me. Kidneys, liver. I had chronic urinary tract infections, and it didn't matter what I did, all the natural stuff, you know, um, antibiotics actually just ended up making it worse. So my immune system was just done, and my body shut down about 3 years ago, and I did not think I was going to make it. I mean, I was so incredibly weak, I could not even get up off of the couch. I had to crawl to the bathroom. Um, and I would have my kids turn the shower on for me, and I would crawl in the floor of the shower and take a shower. And then when I was done, I would have them go turn it off for me, and I'd crawl back out and crawl back to the couch. I couldn't even get up on my bed because my bed was too tall. I was that weak. I couldn't even stand up for longer than 30 seconds. And, I have been in the natural health and wellness industry most of my life, done all the natural stuff, but I had um, tried anything and everything to get better. And I really was at the end. I was pretty convinced I was at the end. I didn't have a lot of hope. And um, my kids are the ones that got me through. My husband now, their words got me through until I found this technology. And it, I am not even the same person. I'm 53 and I feel better than I ever have in my entire life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And when you feel terrible for years, you get depressed about that. Especially when you try everything and nobody can help you, no doctor, I did even naturopaths. Um, they helped me some, but I tried everything, functional medicine, naturopathic, regular. Um, and when I started the patches, it changed my life. My immune system came back. And, I never get sick anymore. When you get sick, your body's trying to tell you something. It's detoxing, but I just don't get sick. I don't have UTIs. In fact, the moment I started the patches, my UTIs went away, and I had UTIs for years. I never had another one after I started the patches. I wasn't constantly fighting a cold. Um, my
Charlene,
pain.
not to be rude and interrupt you, because I don't want you to lose that thought, but real quick, how many years did this go on? Like the ups and downs and the sickness and the UTIs. I mean, how long were you experiencing all of this
20 years.
before? How many?
20,
Wow. Okay.
20
I,
years.
I wow. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, so tw 20 years I experienced that. And then I was astounded that, when I started the patches that I never had another UTI. Like that blew me away because I did anything and everything you can think of to get rid of UTIs. Parasite cleanses, herbs, antibiotics, you name it. But not one single UTI since I started the patches. That just blew my mind. Um, but it's completely changed my life. My immune system is built up and I feel better than ever. So many things in my body have changed. My pain is gone. My heart is better. I had an irregular heartbeat. I don't have that irregular heartbeat anymore. That's something that I never thought about changing. Receding gum lines. My receding gum lines gone away. And that's not the anything you think about going away also, but it did. I just keep feeling better and better.
Wow. Well, you look totally different. I mean, let's just talk about that a minute. We talk about our immune systems being totally compromised. You're sharing the things that begin to happen when that immune starts to be compromised. And, we always talk about the little things, the longer they go, then they turn into the big things. And you had some really big flags come up for you. People are going to ask the question, what patches did you use in the very beginning?
In the very beginning, I started with just the X39 and the Eon. I honestly did not even know about the other patches at the time. So probably the first 5 months, I did X39 and Eon. And then had such an astounding change in my life. I wanted to know everything there was to know about all the patches.
Right.
So I wrote all of the patches down.
Wow. That's amazing. Will you ever stop patching?
Never.
I have to ask people that because it's so incredible. Well, when you look at your before and after picture, absolutely amazing. You're bright, you have energy that's just abundant. Your smile can light up the city of New York. Your hair is like a mane now. Not that that has anything to do with your immune system, but I have to
But
bring that out.
I did forget to tell you though, I had lost half of my hair
Oh my
when,
God.
yeah, and I was scared because when I braided my hair, like it was less than a dime size. And And that's how ill I was. Something is wrong in your body when you are losing your hair like that. So my hair is coming back, and my hair is actually still getting thicker. I've been on the patches 2.5 years
Wow.
at this point, a little bit over 2.5 years, and I still feel like I'm healing. And my hair is still getting thicker. Like I still
Wow.
have baby hairs coming in, and my gray is going away. So hey, that's awesome.
You know what? I'm going to ask you one more question and we're going to let you go because I know you have another obligation. But, with immune system compromising, there's so many things that can domino off of that, right? A lot of inflammation, a lot of things. You lost a lot of weight when you started patching because of those things, because of the compromise, because of the inflammation. Can you share that a little bit? Because I think a lot of people get that confused.
Yes, I that was also I my whole well, for the whole entire time I was sick, I struggled. My hormones were off. Everything was off in my system, and if I ate a carrot, I would gain weight. I mean, my system was just completely off. But when your immune system starts healing, when your body starts coming back into balance, you're I started losing weight. I started toning up, and let me tell you something. I love the aloe vera patches because when I started losing weight, I was getting saggy. And I was astounded when I started the aloe vera patches, how much it really tones up your
Right.
skin. Wow.
That's amazing. Amazing. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I know you have an obligation, so we're going to let you scoot. But I know that many people, whether they're viewing it this evening, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, or in the future, it's really going to help a lot of people. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, lovely lady. Be well.
Thank you.
Okay, so Leah, let's go ahead and find Susan Grizzard and we can put her up front and center and get her ready to go. That would be fabulous. Susan, you want to say
Yes, I'm
hi? There
unmuted.
you are,
Yeah,
lovely lady.
hello.
How are you?
Wonderful. Thanks, Laura. Appreciate it. And I'm
Yeah.
excited to I mean, I always love hearing Charlene's story. It's amazing and just so moving and everything that she went through. And I similar to I recognize everything she was saying too, trying to do all the things. And my story is a little bit of like fear of getting sick as well. I've battled autoimmune disease for over 25 years. So with having an autoimmune disease, it certainly makes you more susceptible to getting sick and you have a weaker immune system. So, no matter what I did try to do everything right in a healthy lifestyle and eating clean and getting fresh air and sunshine and taking supplements and all the things you can do. But no matter what I did, I still got sick during certain times of the year. And I love the fall weather and I get so excited for the sweatshirts and the jeans, but I knew what was following. Winter was coming and all the viruses and the bugs and the holidays and being around everybody that we want to enjoy. But it never failed that I certainly got sick around the holidays. So I guess, and then I would get through the holidays and I'd be so excited to look forward to spring. And I live in Richmond, Virginia, which is one of the top 10 worst places to live if you have seasonal allergies. So, yay me, that was not fun because you just get through winter months and you'd be hit with all the seasonal allergy, sinus infections, and everything that came along with that. So, I was very excited because for years, like Charlene said, had done everything, searched for everything. And gosh, late last fall, I was introduced to the patches and quite a transformational story for me as well. I had started patching the 1st of December. I got my patches in November, but I was busy. I wish I had thrown them on right away, and I didn't. And I hosted Thanksgiving like I do at my house every year, had about 35 family members here. So sure enough, a week later, had started off with a cold in the beginning of December. But I knew right then what better time. So I started wearing the X39 patch that day on December 1st, I remember, and wore it for 12 hours and took it off as instructed. And that night, after battling a little bit of a cold that had kept me coughing and sneezing and everything for days and struggling throughout the day, I slept through the night solid for like 8 or 9 hours. Now, Not only was that amazing that I did that having a cold, that was amazing because I had not done that in over 30 years.
Wow.
My autoimmune disease had wrecked my sleep and all my hormones, like Charlene was saying too. I went through early menopause at 42. That was not fun. It was coupled with my thyroid disorder and everything else that I had. So sleep was not in my wheelhouse of getting a good night's sleep. So I knew something was happening that first day. I was like, okay, something is working with this patch. It was kind of a little one patch wonder for that testimonial itself. So I continued patching and I noticed probably within 2 weeks, and my cold was starting to go away a lot faster because when I got sick, the reason I feared it so much was because it would last forever. I couldn't shake it easily because of my autoimmune issues. So I was pretty impressed. I was like, okay, I'm patching and I'm starting to notice my cold's going away. I had a little lingering cough, but that was really it. And about 2 weeks in, I started just, it was now in December. I'm in the holiday season. I'm shopping, doing all the things. And I was like, wait a minute, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm not crashing. Like,
Right.
what's going on here? I used to crash at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, and it's a steady, the experience with the patch is so profound because it's not like you get this energy from drinking a cup of caffeine. It is slowly peeling back the layers of the onion, which I now understand, and giving you, as your body's rebuilding, like strengthening your immune system and everything else. It was giving me a little energy that I wasn't even really noticing till I stopped and realized I wasn't tired in the afternoon. So that was amazing. Obviously, right there alone, I was already sold with those two things.
It was a life-changing experience right there,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even really looking for that. I was looking really to heal my thyroid disorder that I was expecting was going to take 6 months or longer. And all of a sudden, my quality of life was better within the first couple of weeks. So continuing to patch, got through the holidays, got through December, and did not get sick. Was out with family and friends and around a lot of people, and that was surprising. So now I'm into January and I'm active. I play tennis. We went back indoors to, play tennis in the winter months. And I hadn't seen my teammates in a couple of months through the holidays. They all were like, what, they could see a change in me. Like, what's going on? You have energy. You look healthy. You sound great. You feel great. And so that I knew, they saw the transformation in me. And obviously to add in, not so much on the immune health here, but my stamina playing tennis, my recovery playing tennis, all of that after just
Right.
1 month of patching was phenomenal, like phenomenal. So I can, yeah.
Let me be rude and interrupt you too.
Oh, go ahead.
How often, okay, like we're getting some really great results, right? We're starting to sleep now, which we know that's huge in a point of building the immune system up. It's so important. What what types of things and how often did you experience them through this? Because you're fearful of getting sick. So I'm assuming you were like getting sick nonstop. Like you would get it, you would get better, it would go away, and lo and behold, here it came right back around. Is that the type of thing that you experienced?
Yes, through the late fall and all the way to
Okay.
the spring. It was like you would get that mucus and you'd have that cough and you start to feel better. And then it was 3 steps back, 2 steps
Right.
forwards, three
Okay.
steps back. It just lingered throughout the whole season, through the
So
winter.
now we're moving into the spring. You mentioned allergies. Like
Oh,
what did that look like and what's the difference now?
well, that was crazy because, like I said, I live in Richmond, and you talk about April showers. Well, we get
Richmond's
April
awful for that.
pollen dump. I mean, we
Yeah.
get pollen showers, and it's windy, and it's in your hair, it's in your clothes, it's just stuck to you. So I would just live through the spring with a runny nose, a congestion. It was part of my life. I just, Laura, I just dealt with it. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
that's just part of spring. I live in Richmond, and I have bad allergies. So this year, I knew after getting through the first couple of months, I was like, wait a minute, this is going to be interesting. And pollen stuck around. I don't know if it did everywhere, but in Richmond this year, it stuck around for a long time. We had an extremely long pollinating season here. So I felt great. I mean, I was on the court playing tennis. I'd walk on the court, and I'm not kidding you guys. The court was yellow. It was not green. And you would play on that, and it would be all over you. So I was shocked that, I mean, if I got a little sniffle or a little runny nose, it was gone. it was like gone by the next day. And that
Wow.
threw my mind. I mean, that blew my mind. That was crazy. So that was amazing. And I know now I'm like researching, so I know that I'm getting stronger. I know my immune system's getting stronger. And I will tell you, I was patching with X39 that first month. And in January, when I started to learn more, like Charlene was saying, I added the Eon. So I knew that was helping my inflammation, which was great timing going into spring allergies and helping, just everything drain easier. But then fast forward to one other thing on my immune system was I got through spring, it felt great. And then I hit summertime and I started traveling this summer down to Florida quite a bit to
Yes,
some
you did.
fun events. And I love that. But I had not been on a plane for years. Just we had driven everywhere the last couple of years on vacations, and I had not been on a plane. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, every time I travel, get on a plane, come back and I'm sick and it's going to happen again. But sure enough, I did end up adding at that point glutathione. So, because now I was a little bit more educated, so I added glutathione and I traveled May, June, July on a plane. And I don't know if many of you did, but planes were stranded. I mean, thunderstorms, everything this summer. So, long story short, I sat on planes for a long time and I did not get sick once.
Wow.
Blew my mind.
Wow.
Blew my mind.
I love this because you and Charlene speaking, and we're going to hear from Kathy here in just a minute, but isn't it amazing how you almost can feel, like Charlene mentioned, your body becoming back in balance? Because I think we start living in a way that we've been told for so long that is just part of it. Like, oh, you live in Richmond, it's part of it. Or you have this, so it's part of it. And we become very accepting,
Mhm.
right? And then you think, oh, I can get up and put a little quarter size patch on, add this tool to my repertoire of good living, good health, right? Not really expecting all
Yeah.
the things that you get, right? And you don't even realize, and everyone on here that knows me knows that I say a lot, get used to the new normal. And now what you've done is really bring the body back into
Mhm.
that homeostasis, that balance, so it can function and take care of itself, right?
100%.
I love it.
It's a world of difference. I mean, just the way I feel. It's like I literally feel like, yeah, you have your protected armor on every day, just fighting for your body to be the strongest and healthiest it could be. And every month, every day, every
Yep.
week, longer that I patch, results are amazing. And I have other phenomenal stories in my
Well,
thyroid.
we're just gonna have to have you back on. That's it.
Yes,
We're
we'll
just
do
gonna
that
have to
another
do
time.
something else and have everybody back on. But Susan, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
stepping up and sharing your time and your transparency with us. And we just appreciate it. Thank you. Love.
absolutely. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thanks.
Okay, you guys. Wow. I don't know. Are you taking notes? Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So, Kathy Stevenson, we can get you unmuted and have you say something so we can pull you up on the screen. That would be lovely.
I think I'm unmuted.
You are unmuted because I can hear your lovely voice. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And thanks
Well,
to these
you've got quite the testimony, right? I'm excited to hear it, and I know all the people sitting here. So I'm going to be quiet and let you introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about you, and then give us that snapshot, girl.
Okay, well, I'm Kathy Stevenson, and my husband Terry and I live in Granbury, Texas, and we've been patching now for 2 years and 3 months. And it's hard to even imagine what it was like before we started patching, because it is a way of life for us now. But in the beginning, I'm going to start back when I was a very small child. I cannot ever remember not having seasonal allergies. That's just where I was. And, I was the child that missed a lot of school because of it. And, they would turn into infections. And then as I grew up, I'm trying to take care of it. I have a family. Guys, I lived on Sudafed during the day so I could function, and Benadryl at night so I could sleep. So I literally was doing an upper and a downer. Not even realize, I was just trying to survive, to keep a couple of kids growing and raising them and supporting my husband. And I have told them since then, I said, I don't know how y'all put up with me. I really don't, because that does play on you when you're doing that. But I had the allergies in the fall and I had them in the spring both times. And we lived in East Texas, and so it's pretty potent there where with the pollen and everything going on too. And so those were the issues that I would deal with. I would deal with the headaches, and then it would turn into sinus infections. And then I would have the days that I just couldn't even go outside. And I loved outdoors. And actually, many of y'all know we love horses, and I'm allergic to horses. That would send me for another loop. And so not having that issue anymore either. But here's what happened for me. Once we started patching the end of May in 2023. So my seasonal allergies would start settling just about the middle of May. That's when my eyes would quit watering from the grasses and all. So that's when they'd start settling. So I got to patch all summer long. And when the fall came, I didn't need my medication anymore. Didn't need it at all. And I that was just wonderful for me. I was wearing X39, I was wearing Eon, I was wearing X49, also wearing glutathione. And we started wearing, Terry and I both wear glutathione every time that we're going to be in a crowd, because we know that, especially church, people go to church sick. They're not going to miss church. And when we go there, we're hugging on people and we're wearing our glutathione when we're in that situation. Neither one of us at our age, neither one of us have even had to take an aspirin and any other over-counter drug or any prescription meds since we started patching. And in fact, I don't even think I've got anything in my cabinets, because they have expiration dates and you throw them away. So and
well, since you opened that door, Kathy, everybody's going to want to know, because they're going to fall out of their chairs, because I did. How old are you and Terry?
I'm 71 and he's 73.
Yeah, no, I still don't believe it, right? I just don't believe it. And if you know Kathy, she's got an abundant amount of energy, and her skin is just flawless, and it's just absolutely amazing. Let me ask you a question here. Were you somebody who did shots, like allergy shots and things like that? Did you ever have to embark on that type of thing, or was it more of a pharmaceutical type application,
more
like a supplement?
It was more of that congestion would get so thick in my head that I was using pharmaceutical. I never went to the allergy shots.
Right. So really from childhood till now, or till when you started wearing this wearable like technology, you were on a hamster wheel for all those years.
Yes.
I mean, so many people live like that, right? And we get back into, oh, it's just the way it is, right?
Laura, I would take a Benadryl to go outside and mow the yard.
Wow.
Put a mask on, but still take a Benadryl to go outside and mow the yard. Because I love to be outside. Did
you feel that it really gave you the relief that you were looking for? I don't know. I've never had really allergies before, so that's why I'm asking the question.
It would slow it down enough. Part of what I was trying to keep from happening, my nose, I would sneeze so much that my nose would chap and then start peeling. That burn that comes from the antihistamines that you've got, in you. So that was part of what I was trying to keep from happening, and so, but we do not now, we don't take a flu shot. We don't do any of that. And we go to the doctor and our checkups are perfect.
Wow. Well, Kathy, there's a lot of people out there that deal with allergies. I've not ever been one to have to. So I'm always amazed at how it's controlling. It's detrimental. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, people are miserable, If you were to give a tip to somebody real quick before we scoot here, where would you start with this, with the allergies? Would you start with the X39 and Eon, you know, that dynamic duo, offer that tool to the body to start putting that body back in balance and working? Is that a good suggestion? Would you make that suggestion?
That's where I would start, and also, be drinking your fluids and get off the sugar, because I think the sugar causes more mucus too.
It does. Wow. Kathy and I've talked about a lot of this stuff, and that's not what I was looking for, but you bringing that up is it, but I'm glad you brought it up because I wasn't even thinking about that. You're right. Cut back the sugar, you guys. Reduce some of the inflammation, because Kathy, that's what you were experiencing all through your sinuses, was that inflammation that had set in, which makes it brutal to see, be calm, be cool, right? And breathe.
Yes.
No. So anyway, well, I thank you so very much for being here. You finished right on time, and I want to thank you. And you ladies are going to have to come back on. We need more time. The stories are vast, and we're very grateful that you came on and shared. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. So everybody, I want to thank you for coming. This is some incredible information. I know, like I said, the last couple of weeks, you've heard from Dr. Dawn Verholtz and Dr. Stan Gravely with some incredible information on how the technology works. But please get back with the person that invited you this evening. Let them know what you've got going on. Let them walk you through it and get you started in a way so you can start working towards bringing your body back in balance. Let it live in the manner in which it is supposed to be living, so you yourself can live well and enjoy your life. And like Kathy said, she was allergic to horses and now she's not. And that is a big love of her and her family. So again, I thank everybody for coming. We always appreciate the time that you spend with us. We will be back here next Tuesday, and I will be honest, I don't know what's up Dr. Stacy's sleeve, but I know it's going to be absolutely amazing. So we will see all of you next Tuesday, same time, same Zoom. Good night, everybody.
Good night.